Ladies and gentlemen, after a long couple weeks, the Penn State Nittany Lions, with Katie Schumacher, breast cancer, she has breast cancer, getting stuff for that. First ever women's head coach to win a national championship. Penn State wins their 8th national championship, defeating Louisville in 4 sets to win the NCAA volleyball championship for the 2024 season. And, I don't think I expected this, to be quite honest with you. Man, Louisville was definitely missing someone, though, and that was Anna DeBeer, who showed out against Pittsburgh in the National City Finals. Man, Izzy Stark, and company. I mean, my goodness, this is a crowning achievement for this squad. I mean, definitely a contender type squad, and they just did the thing. They did the thing they were supposed to do. Man. And it was good. Nebraska, loses again to Penn State, I mean, Lexi Rodriguez, and Rebecca Alec, everybody's just like, man, bruh, how did we get reverse swept like that? But it happened. Penn State got the reverse sweep on Nebraska. They had to fight off Creighton in the Elite Eight. It was insane. This tournament was insane, Still mostly chalk, but now, now a lot of these players are going to be heading off, like Texas's Maddie Skinner, is going to head off to either League One Volleyball or the Pro Volleyball Federation coming up in just a couple weeks. Both start their seasons in just a couple of weeks from now. And when we come back a little bit later, to talk volleyball, I'll come back after like a couple weeks, in January. Not going to go in, super crazy about it immediately because I do want to see how League One Volleyball looks because they have their own little streaming site, on their website. I have no idea if it costs anything at the moment. They're still working out the details of it. But yeah, League One, volleyball set their ESPN schedule. It's not a lot of games. It's like 10. Of course, they have the classic, the little mini tournament in season, which is what a lot of leagues are doing nowadays. A lot of leagues are doing the in-season tournament thing nowadays. And remember, that is in February. That is the week before the Pro Volleyball Federation gets their own All-Star game. And they set that for CBS. They set that for CBS, big CBS, not CBS Sports Network, big CBS. And this is the game that'll, this is probably the one game that the PVF is going to get on, actual CBS because, again, golf and college basketball kind of takes up a lot of their time. But the PBF did sign a deal with Fox Sports. It's going to be a couple more matches on FS1 and FS2. It's going to be like 13, 15, something like that. Going to be good. Going to be good for the game. Of course, the PBF still, has YouTube and stuff like that. League One has some other stuff. And, of course, the international base of Turkey, Japan, and others are still playing. They'll be playing until April. In fact, they've been playing since October, these matches. And, as far as the international circuit goes, and, I'm kind of on and off about the international circuit because I don't really particularly care, that much about stuff like World Cup type situations, and I've said this in the past, but man, the road to get here. I mean, did you expect Texas to get eliminated the way they did? Not necessarily. Did you expect a team like BYU to go down early, like in the round of 64? No, he didn't expect that. Did you expect A&M to give a team like Wisconsin a fight? Did you expect Wisconsin to get swept 3 times by Nebraska? Not just 3-0 sweeps. They got swept 3-0. That means 3 sets to none 3 times. Did you expect that? Did you expect Pitt to come up short again with Babcock and crew? I don't think I expected that at all. This is a season of volleyball that just is indescribable in some ways. I have been amazed by the effort that these women have put into the sport. And I know the numbers are going to reflect that. The numbers are in. The ratings are looking pretty good. And one thing I kind of want to say, about college volleyball, is that, the networks, the networks that were able to put matches on this season on the actual over-the-air television linear, there was some matches that definitely disappointed. Definitely disappointments, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we got a thriller today that lasted at least damn near 3 hours. To be quite honest with you, that matchup lasted nearly 3 hours for 4 sets. That's just the pace of play issue. But I do want to say the more linear games next year needs to be a thing. NBC and Fox are putting in, a little bit of effort, and I get it. It's because of the deals with the Big Ten. We just kind of need to step it up. I think there needs to be a little bit more, volleyball fans have been, kind of, about women's college basketball or men's, to be quite frank, and I get where they're coming from. A lot of these early season college basketball matches kind of stink. So, it's best to kind of put more volleyball on networks. But, it is what it is. And the way the Big Ten was this year, I don't think I expected it. You expect Kentucky to just come back and, win the SEC like they did. Not necessarily, because, they did not look great, in my eyes for a good chunk of the year, but they turned it around, and outlasted several teams, like Missouri and Curry, get an SEC title again. But yeah, I think the first thing I want to say, to kind of get to the point here, is that I do want to see more linear matches, specifically on ABC, where there are windows that they just don't use properly. Like, you can have a 1 o'clock Eastern window of college volleyball. You can have that. Do that. There are definitely windows open. It's just, whoever runs the scheduling department, for at least for college volleyball anyway, does not do a good job. You got matches on ACC network that involve like teams that are not that great and stuff like that. It's like we want to see the big dogs play, because there are so many big dogs this year that just played out of their mind. But I think the biggest issue right now for volleyball, for me, from what I've seen this past season, and again, this is my first year covering volleyball as, its own thing and everything like that. I think the biggest issue, and I think a lot of people know this, and a lot of people have said this already, is pace of play. It definitely needs to be just a little bit better. And that's all I really want to say about, basically, because it should not take 3 hours for 4 sets. It should not take 3 hours. It should not take 2 hours for 3 sets, to be quite frankly. Even if it's just a sweep, it should not take 2 hours. It should not. but it does, So again, congratulations to Penn State. Congratulations to the squad. What a squad it was. And we'll come back to you talking volleyball in just a few weeks. I'm going to take a couple weeks off, come back and talk volleyball. Again, there are signings everywhere. I have not been keeping track of all of them, but there are signings. Things are happening. Just, again, I cover way too many sports, so I can't keep track of everything. So, yeah. Talk to you in a couple weeks as far as volleyball goes, and I'll see you tomorrow to talk, other stuff like lacrosse or the NFL or even the MASL, Yeah, I'm out.